Hi, hello. I'm Satish Munandisamy. My matrix number is 10DE 3DF1054. I'm from class DEE 4A.
Hi, my name is Lee Sun Han. My matrix number is 10DE20F1041. I am from DE4A.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Muhammad Ikram bin Salim and I am from DE4A and my matrix number is 10DE20F1042.
Okay, we are from electrical department. Today we are going to do uh, video presentation for the DUE 50032, which is Communicative English 3, session 2, 2022. Okay, this is an investigation on PSP students' satisfaction of Wi-Fi access in Sebang Pride Polytechnic, which is PSP. For the instruction, the Wi-Fi in PSP give a lot of benefits to students who use it inside the area. Then, other than that, the Wi-Fi PSP is help the students from poor internet connection while join their class. Other than that, it also it also aims to reduce the cost of students when they buy the mobile data for classes.
So next, the objective. What is the objective? The objective is the main reason why we do the survey in PSP. So the objective is the purpose or aim of the study was to investigate polytechnic student satisfaction of Wi-Fi access in polytechnics Brang Prai.
Okay, so for the methodology, uh, we have 10 survey questions and 50 respondents. And all department was involved in this survey. And the semester is 1 to 6.
Okay, the next is part A findings, which is as you can see here, table 1, demographic information of gender, semester, and department. Okay, for the gender part, we have male and female, which is 35 of male student equals to 70 percentage, and female student 15, which is 30 percentage. For the semester, we check semester 1 until 6 and above. Okay, in semester 1, 1% reply out, do our investigation report form. Then there is no one from semester 2 and semester 3, 2%, semester 4, 34%, semester 5, 10%, and semester 6 and above 3% reply this our investigation form. Okay, for the department part, we have chosen electrical engineering department, which is JKE, mechanical engineering department JKM, information communication technology JTMK, and last commerce department JP. Okay, number of students that take part from JKE, which is 31, and for the JKM 37, JTMK 8, and commerce department is 4. Okay, next we are going to do the part B. Okay, first of all, the pie chart above explain about the full speed of Wi-Fi access in PSP. The pie chart contain two segments, which is yes or no. Exactly a majority of 90 percentage. As you can see, the response yes, and exactly a tenth, which is 10%, mention no. Okay, the next slide. The second pie chart above expounds on the place that the student normally use the Wi-Fi. Okay, as you can see that there are 4 places, which is class, canteen, library, and the CAMSIS. nearly one-fifth, which equals to 20% of respondents mentioned that they all use the Wi-Fi in library. Then a third, which is 30% of respondent mentioned for class, while slightly over third, which is 40% of respondents mentioned cafe. Okay, for the last, exactly one third, 1/10, they mentioned for the CAMSIS. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Okay, next slide is a bar graph that show the student satisfaction with the Wi-Fi in PSP. So first of all, I would like to explain about the X and Y axis. Okay, for the Y axis is represent the number of respondents, while the X axis represent the rate of satisfaction of the Wi-Fi at PSP. There were four types of rates, as you can see there, which were satisfied, natural, very satisfied, and dissatisfied. Okay, it is clear from graph, respondents were mostly chosen satisfied, and it was counted for 20 respondents, and in total, meanwhile, for natural, it's recorded to 17, and it was the second highest chosen rate. Okay, other than that, for dissatisfied, recorded 11, which is drastically lower than very satisfied, with by 9 respondents. As a conclusion, majority of the respondents choose that satisfied for rate of satisfaction of the Wi-Fi in our PSP. Okay.
So the next one is security password needed for Wi-Fi access. So the pie chart explains the security password needed for Wi-Fi access. Exactly a three quarter, which is 75% of respondents choose yes as their most security password needed for Wi-Fi access. After that, exactly a quarter, 25%, 25% choose no as their most security password needed for Wi-Fi access. So that's for the security password needed for Wi-Fi access. So the next one is the reason of using Wi-Fi. Pie chart explain the reason of using the Wi-Fi. Exactly a half, 50% choose work purpose as reason of using the Wi-Fi, and after that, close to a half, 48.1% choose both purpose as reason of using the Wi-Fi in Polytechnic in PSP. Less than Lastly, less than a tenth, 1% choose personal use purpose as reason of using the Wi-Fi. So that is for the reason of using the Wi-Fi. Next is the frequency of student PSP using Wi-Fi in a week. So as we can see, the bar chart show frequency of student PSP using in a Wi-Fi in a week. The y-axis, which is the number of respondent, and x-axis show the the frequency of using Wi-Fi in a week. The the time. Firstly, frequency of student PSP using Wi-Fi daily in a week was drastically higher than more. After that, frequency of student PSP using Wi-Fi more than once a day in a week was slightly higher than twice in a week. After that, frequency of student PSP using Wi-Fi twice in a week was dramatically higher than more. And lastly, frequency of student PSP using Wi-Fi more than once a day was a great deal lower than daily. So that is for the frequency of student using Wi-Fi in a week. So next, the duration of using Wi-Fi in a day. So the y-axis show the number of respondents and the x-axis show the estimate times. So this is bar graph. So first, there were 4 duration state in the graph, which were 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and more than 3 hours. Is it clear from the graph that more than 3 hours, as the duration of using Wi-Fi in a day, were drastically higher than 30 minutes? Was drastically higher than 30 minutes. And after that, 2 hours as the duration of using Wi-Fi in a day were dramatically lower than more than 3 hours. And lastly, 2 hours as the duration of using Wi-Fi in a day was subsequently lower than 1 hours. So that's all for the duration of using Wi-Fi in a day.
Okay. So this is the eighth slide for the, which is the times that usually use the Wi-Fi. So the pie chart above shows that the times that students usually use the Wi-Fi in the PSP. The pie chart was divided in 5 segments, which are from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. and from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., and lastly is 10 p.m. and above. More than half of students use Wi-Fi from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m., and then nearly a fifth of students use the Wi-Fi from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Well, slightly over a tenth of students use the Wi-Fi from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And below a tenth of students use the Wi-Fi from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and 10 p.m. above. So next is the methods for students to access the Wi-Fi. The pie chart shows that the method for students to access the Wi-Fi in PSP. The pie chart has 3 segments, which are laptop, mobile phones, and iPad. Slightly more than half of students will use iPad to access the Wi-Fi, and almost half of students will use mobile phone to access the Wi-Fi. Well, for the iPad, there's no one to use it to access the Wi-Fi in PSP. Then lastly, the internet plan that students prefer to use. Okay. The bar graph above show the internet that students prefer to use in PSP. The horizontal, which is the x-axis, represent the internet plan, while the vertical, which is y-axis, represent the number of students chosen. The mobile data plans were drastically higher than the broadband. The PSP Wi-Fi was significantly lower than the mobile plans, but dramatically higher than the broadband.
Okay, now we are in the conclusion part. So from totally, we can conclude that maybe it can be improved to become much better for the Wi-Fi part. So people, students in PSP will use it 100% for their classes and to send their assignments. Okay, the next is the PSP Wi-Fi was very useful and important to the students in PSP. And the third one, wireless communication has a lot of benefits and can make the world a lot more efficient. So as the last part Wi-Fi is a short name for the wireless fidelity. Okay, that's all from me. To conclusion, thank you.
Okay, so for the recommendation, uh, Polytechnics, Subrangpura Polytechnics should provide a speedy Wi-Fi inside the PSP. So make sure in all area of PSP has Wi-Fi access, and when the internet is slow, the students should find a suitable place to use the Wi-Fi, such as the class, cafe, and else. So that's all from me. Okay, so this is a reference from us. We refers to the improve your Wi-Fi speed in 10 simple ways, 10 simple steps, which is by Rebecca Lee Armstrong and Kevin Parrish, which is edited by Kara Hennes, January 23 and 23, 2022. And the second is the 9 ways to boost your Wi-Fi signal for fast internet speeds, which is by Dave Johnson, March 11, 2022. That's it from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.